Right now, there's a Barndominium shell style that costs less than a standard gable roof kit, goes up faster, survive high wind better, and almost nobody talks about it. It's called the single slope shell, sometimes called a shed roof or a skillion roof. And for a 30 by 40 foot footprint, you can get the bare structural kit for right around $30,000 in 2026. That's not a rumor, that's real 2026 kit pricing. But here's what actually makes this video worth your next 15 minutes. I'm not just going to tell you it's cheap. I'm going to show you exactly why it's cheaper than a standard gable shell of the same size, where that savings actually comes from structurally, and the honest trade-offs nobody mentions when they're excited about the price tag. Stay until the end, because the ceiling height section is the one detail that decides whether this roof style is a smart move for your family or a mistake you live with every single day. Welcome to Homes and Haven. We're genuinely glad you're here. This channel exists for one reason: to give owner-builders honest, research-backed numbers instead of a sales pitch, with no sponsorships, and nothing recycled from someone else's video. If that's the kind of straight talk you've been looking for, hit subscribe. It truly helps this channel keep going, and we'd love to have you with us every week. Now let's get into it. Let's start with what we're actually talking about, because a lot of people hear single slope and picture a garden shed, not a home. A single slope roof, also called a shed roof or a skillion roof, is exactly what it sounds like. One continuous roof plane that runs at an angle from taller wall on one side down to a shorter wall on the other. No ridge, no peak, no two roof faces meeting in the middle. Compare that to a standard gable roof, which is two slope sides meeting at a central ridge line. The classic upside-down V-shape most people picture when they think barn. Historically, single slope roofs were mostly used for lean-tos, garden sheds, and garage extensions tacked onto the side of a bigger gable structure. That's changing fast. Full single slope barndominiums and single-family homes are becoming a legitimate primary structure choice, not just an add-on, because the same qualities that made it good for a shed turn out to make it good for a full home too. Structurally, a single slope roof is one continuous plane with a single, straightforward angle. There's no ridge beam, no hip, no valley, and no place where two roof sections have to intersect and be flashed together. That single fact is the entire reason this roof style costs less to build. And we're going to walk through exactly why in the next section. Let's put real 2026 numbers on this, because I want you to be able to check my math against your own quotes. Barndominium kit pricing in 2026 for materials alone: trusses, framing, exterior wall panels, roofing, and trim, runs $20 to $35 per square foot, depending on your manufacturer, gauge of steel, and region. A 30 by 40 foot footprint gives you 1,200 square feet. At $25 per square foot, right in the middle of that range, a materials-only kit lands at $30,000. That's the shell. Just the shell. Posts, roof framing, exterior skin, and trim delivered to your site ready to erect. It does not include labor to put it up, the foundation, or a single thing on the inside. Now here's where the single slope advantage actually shows up in that number. And it's not marketing, it's structural. A gable roof needs a ridge beam and two full sets of trusses meeting at a peak, engineered to carry loads from two directions into a central ridge connection. A single slope roof needs one continuous set of rafters or trusses running one direction, bearing on a taller wall on one end and a shorter wall on the other. Less structural steel per square foot, simpler engineering calculations, fewer connection points, and a genuinely faster erection timeline, because your crew isn't framing and flashing a ridge intersection. On a 1,200 square foot shell, that structural simplification typically saves somewhere in the range of 8 to 15% compared to an equivalent gable kit at the same gauge and finished spec. That's the difference between landing comfortably under $30,000 and creeping past it on the exact same footprint with a gable roof instead. Cost isn't the only place this roof style wins, and honestly, if it were just cheaper and nothing else, I wouldn't be telling you to consider it over a standard gable. Here's where it genuinely performs better: wind and weather resistance. A single slope roof has no ridge line and no valley, which means no intersection point where wind-driven rain or debris can find a weak seam. It's one continuous surface with a consistent drainage path in a single direction, which minimizes the leak points that show up at any roof intersection. In high wind regions, That uninterrupted surface also tends to perform better against uplift than a more complex roofline with multiple planes catching wind from different angles. Faster, more predictable build timeline. Because there's no ridge framing, no hip, and no valley flashing to custom fit on site, crews can frame and dry in a single slope shell faster than a comparable gable structure. Fewer custom cuts, fewer specialty flashing pieces, fewer places where the schedule can slip waiting on a detail to be fabricated correctly. Simpler, more efficient drainage. All the water on a single slope roof runs one direction to one gutter line. You're not managing runoff from two roof faces meeting at a ridge and splitting off in two directions. You're managing one clean, continuous flow path. That means fewer downspouts, less gutter complexity, and fewer places for debris to collect and cause problems later. A genuinely modern aesthetic that's gaining real market traction. This one isn't a cost point, it's a design point, but it matters for resale. The clean, angular, contemporary look of a single slope home is increasingly desired in the barndominium space specifically. Not seen as a downgrade from the traditional gable barn, look the way it might have been 10 years ago. Put together, you're not just getting a shell that's cheaper to buy. You're getting one that's faster to build, has fewer structural weak points, and drains water more efficiently than the standard alternative on the same footprint. If you're weighing roof styles for your own build right now, drop a comment telling me your footprint size and what region you're building in. I genuinely read every one, and it helps shape what I cover next. And if you haven't yet, this is a great moment to subscribe to Homes in Haven so you don't miss the next honest breakdown. This is the part 1 promised you at the start, and it's the reason this roof style isn't automatically the right choice for everybody. Let's be fully honest about the trade-offs. Ceiling height varies dramatically across the floor plan. This is the big one. Because the roof slopes continuously from a tall wall to a short wall, your ceiling height is not consistent throughout the home the way it would be under a gable roof with a level ceiling plane. The tall wall side of the house can have genuinely dramatic, soaring ceiling height, which looks incredible in a great room or kitchen, while the short wall side can end up with a noticeably lower ceiling, sometimes uncomfortably low in the far corner, if the slope and footprint depth aren't planned together carefully. If you put a bedroom or a walk-in closet on the short wall side without accounting for this, you can end up with head clearance problems that a floor plan on paper simply doesn't show you. Not ideal for large or deep footprints. A single slope roof works best on a footprint that isn't too deep from the tall wall to the short wall. Push the depth too far, and you either need an aggressively steep pitch, which adds cost and can look disproportionate, or you accept a ceiling height on the low side that gets genuinely impractical for living space. This roof style shines on moderate footprints. It starts fighting you on very large or very deep ones. Some jurisdictions, and HOAs restrict it. In areas focused on historic or traditional aesthetic preservation, single slope roofs on primary residential structures aren't always permitted, or they're restricted to secondary structures like garages and additions. Check your local zoning and any HOA covenants before you fall in love with this design. This is a call you need to make before you buy the shell, not after. It can visually make a large structure look even larger. Because there's no broken roof line, no ridge to interrupt the massing, a big single slope structure can read as more imposing than the equivalent gable structure with a peak breaking up its silhouette. On a smaller footprint, this isn't an issue, but if you're building something substantial, it's worth seeing a rendering before you commit. Insulation and HVAC design need to account for the height variance. That dramatic tall wall ceiling height is beautiful, but it's also more volume of conditioned air to heat and cool, and heat naturally rises into that tall space. Your HVAC sizing and your insulation spec, especially at the roof deck, need to be calculated for that uneven volume, not just for square footage the way a flat ceiling gable home would be. None of these are deal breakers, but every one of them needs to be a conversation with your designer before you sign a kit contract. Not a surprise you discover standing inside the finished shell. The single slope shell tends to be the right call for buyers who want a modern, contemporary aesthetic rather than a traditional barn silhouette. Anyone building on a moderate, well-proportioned footprint rather than a very deep or sprawling one. Buyers in regions with high wind exposure who want the drainage and structural simplicity advantage. Anyone who genuinely wants that dramatic, soaring great room ceiling and is willing to plan the rest of the floor plan around the height variance intentionally. It tends to be a harder fit for buyers who want consistent ceiling height throughout every room, including bedrooms and closets. Anyone building a very large or very deep footprint where the slope math gets impractical. Buyers in HOAs or historic districts with roofline restrictions they haven't checked yet. I'd be doing you a disservice if I let you walk away thinking $30,000 is what this home costs. It's the starting gun, not the finish line. That shell kit is typically only 20 to 25% of what a genuinely finished, move-in ready home costs. For that same 1,200 square foot single slope shell, here's the honest full picture. Kit assembly labor runs an additional $10 to $15 per square foot on top of the materials cost. A properly engineered foundation slab runs $7 to $12 per square foot. Closed cell spray foam insulation, which is non-negotiable in a metal building, and even more important here, given the tall wall ceiling volume, adds another meaningful line item on top. Electrical, plumbing, and HVAC combined typically run $25,000 to $45,000 depending on your finish level and how that HVAC system is sized for the uneven ceiling height. Interior finishes, drywall, flooring, kitchen, and bathrooms add anywhere from $30,000 to $70,000 depending on how far up the finish scale you go. All in, a genuinely finished 1,200 square foot single slope Barndominium bill from that $30,000 shell lands somewhere in the range of $100,000 to $180,000 total, not including land, utility hookups, or permits. That's the honest number, and it's still a strong value compared to most conventional construction at that size. You're just not building it for 30 grand. So, is the single slope shell actually a better move than a standard Gable Barndominium? For the right footprint, the right climate, and the right family, genuinely yes. And now you know exactly why it's cheaper, exactly where it outperforms, and exactly what to plan for with that ceiling height before you ever sign a kit contract. If this gave you a clearer, more honest picture of whether this roof style fits your build, that's exactly what this channel is here for. I'm Homes and Haven, and every single week I break down real Barndominium numbers, real trade-offs, and real research. No sponsorships, no recycled content, no hype, just honest information for people planning a build they actually have to live in. If you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. It genuinely helps this channel keep doing this kind of research every week. Drop a comment and tell me, would that dramatic tall wall ceiling be worth a trade-off for you? Or does consistent ceiling height matter more for how your family lives? I read every single comment, and it might just shape the next video. Thanks for watching. This has been Homes and Haven, and I'll see you in the next one.